proposal update. So if you could see here, this is the registration, group registrations, and you could see here, right? I've would put some mark. Some of the group has done consultations or email me in regards to the proposal, right? And I've noticed that yesterday, one group, when we had these discussions, he's actually planning to do a project that had been selected by the other group. So there's a clash there. So I don't want that. I don't want two groups is working, raising a crowdfunding for one organization at the same location, right? So what you need to do now is to register if you have decided the organizations here, so that there shouldn't be any clashes between all the groups. So please also check for GD30103, and there shouldn't be any clashes with GA30203. Any questions? Do you have questions? I'm actually quite worried about the proposal, right? Because so far I've only approved two groups proposal. It's 2014 April. Let me remind you again. The due for your proposal is on the 20th of April. When I said it's due, it means to say when you submit the proposal, I sign your proposal, then in the proposal you must have get the signature agreement from the NGOs or the government or the other collaborator in the project, in the crowdfunding project. Yes. Who is asking the question?
Doctor,
Sorry.
may I ask verbally?
Yes, yes.
Uh, if for the proposal, right, we already have signature from you, but then after we send it to the collaborators and they said they wanted a change in our proposal. So can we like change again and then we will need your new signature to like recheck back for our proposal or not?
Sure, sure.
Uh,
So, what is the changes, if
Not
you don't
yet.
mind?
Um, Probably the changes is in the budget.
I see. But usually the collaborator, uh, usually they wouldn't ask for changes. Usually, but if that's happened, then you do the amendments, and then if the collaborator is okay with that, and then afterwards, finally, you could send over the proposal to me to sign.
All right. It's just a question. Thank you, doctor.
Okay. All right. No worries. So if you haven't done any consultations, I would advise you to do so. Just in case you see if you are to see whether you are at the right track, just to see if you're doing um the right project, right? So um there's no harm for you to do a consultations. I will put in a slot for you. So maybe if you haven't done so, please do that as soon as possible before 20th of April. But I think the 20th of April, right? Next week, it should be the time where you have already approached the collaborator. You have already approached the NGOs or the government agencies. Let me remind you again with the project, right? Project proposal. Oh, this is the group project proposal. Stop sharing. Let me remind you again with the proposal. What are the things that important that you need to be, that you need to include in your proposal? One is that you have to remember the objective for this project is that there is a transfer knowledge from you to the organizations and the community. So means to say this is a crowdfunding project. So you must transfer your knowledge about crowdfunding to the community. So it could be, let's say, to teach them funding, to let them know, to expose them with the crowdfunding. Is this platform trustworthy, or if you want to do online transactions, right? And even if you do even if you do a video to explain or a poster to explain how to do donation through the crowdfunding, that could be considered as a transfer knowledge because you teach them on how to be part of the crowdfunding. Okay, I hope that is clear. And then in your proposal, what you need to include in number one is the budget. That is important. Once you've done with your budget, you have to make sure you do the sensitivity analysis. I've mentioned this before, but I think some of you probably you don't remember about that. Sensitivity analysis, the pessimistic and the optimistic, right? So your budget is the expected value. The pessimistic is when you assume that you only achieve probably 35% less than your expectation. The optimistic value is, let's assume if you exceeded 35% of the crowdfunding fund that you plan, that you expect to collect. So that is the sensitivity analysis, right? And afterwards, you need to continue with the risk analysis. What happened if you could not achieve the target? What happened if you couldn't collect the amounts that you planning to collect for this project? And then risk analysis. What happened if there's an exit amount? You need to inform that in the proposal. And don't forget, when you do your budgets, right, you need to include in the rewards as well. And also you need to include in the, if there's a tax charges, and if this is commission charges, you need to include that in the budget. So any question? If you have no questions, I will wait. I will show you on certain project that we have done before. I'm not very sure why, but for this semester, I noticed that most of you are doing project about the animal shelters. Need to log in. And when I say I want you to be creative, it's not necessarily that the project is must be something that is difficult to execute. No, not necessarily. Creative could be sometimes referring to to your objective, to the things that you're planning to do with your project, or creative could be related to the rewards that you're planning to use for this project. Let's see, crowdfunding projects. So let me share the screen. Okay. Any question? Share. So I will share you some of the students' projects. So you see this project, Help for Hope, Raise Our Future Leaders. So this is Samantha. Let's go to this link straight away. Okay, so if you could see here, I think I've already shared with you, but this group doing a project with the school, and they want to raise money to purchase tablet for the school. So as you could see here, this is the rewards that they include in objective, total expenses, budget, sample of limited edition t-shirt. Oh, I received this t-shirt because I pledge in this project as well. So you see they include in risks and challenges. So that's why I said when you have prepared a very complete proposal, right? So it would be easier for you to straight away just copy paste whatever you have in the proposal and put that in this crowdfunding campaign. That would be much easier for you. You don't have to think much about that. Right. So if you could see here, there's a few updates in the updates, as I mentioned earlier. Every expenses that you've done for this project, you have to uh, prove it. You have to share the receipt for every expenses, and you have to include in this if there is any follow up or is there any update about the project. If you go to the school or if you executed this project, you have to take pictures and then post that in this website so that your pledgers knows what you are doing. So you could see here the receipt, even the receipts for t-shirt, postage. Right. Another example, maybe. Pesantren bagi orang-orang istimewa. Okay, for this one. Give Beyond Borders. There's another project, I think crowdfunding. Okay, 2019 and 2020. If you look here, this is your senior in 2020. Yes, Clarina, later on, I will provide a Padlet page for you so that you need to share the slide. I'm sorry, the link of your project. So I give you an example. Last time you've looked at the dream shoes for the special one. So let's see here. This is another project. From think Fauzan Group. So this project, right? What they do. This is the first time when we have PKPD. So they decide to collect money and to give rewards to the frontliners. So this is the expenses, the budget that they're planning to do, right? So everyone's need to do the recent challenges. The rewards is here, and then if you could see the updates, they provide a videos to shows that they are giving out the rewards to the frontliners. But I'm not sure if they include in the receipt. Yes, they include in all receipt of the expenses. So please do that. Every single cents that you spend, right, in related to this project, the money that you spend, you need to have a receipt. You need to keep on a notebook, a bookkeeping. Monitor the expenses that you've done. So let's see if there's any questions. Do you have questions? I'll give you another example for a different project. Okay. I think in the first year the project is quite interesting because let me go and find this one project where they do uh, is it last next? Let's see this one. Aha. This is the project where they work together with deaf people organizations. So for this project, they raise money so that this society they could provide they could make over the front yard so that they could have a very complete front yard to exercise. I think it's in related to the boxing Muay Thai, right? So they include in the renovations expenses and the reward expenses. And if you could see the updates, right? Right. So you see before the project, it is like this. Right. Afterwards, when they do the renovations, it's become very nice and organized. So they so include in financial reports, the expenses that they have done, the receipt, right? So this receipt, there's a mark for receipt. It is what we call as the integrity marks. So if you fail to provide receipt expenses, receipt of the all expenses you've made, so the marks for the integrity would be deducted from your total marks. Do you have questions so far? So far, Candida group have done consultation, Nagame as well. Okay, Remati group as well. The Eleanor group, Aung Seng Wang group done. Elvin group done with the consultation. That's it for HE22. Another one is a Cheryl Tan Ying group. For JA for HE19, Shirley groups done with the consultation. I think I've already signed the proposal, right? But when I look back into your proposal, there's a few parts that is missing, which is the sensitivity analysis and the risk analysis. Another group would be a Brenda group done with the consultation. Channelia also done with the consultation. Marlena done with the consultation. Nur Islin, I think we have done with the consultation. Is it? And Nurul Najwa also done with the consultation. So the rest of the group, please make sure at least we have done at least one consultation. So I think that is all for today. And let me again remind you about the flipped classroom. So I've loaded all the informations, all the materials today. Maybe I will share another slides from the textbook, a direct slides from the textbook. So next week we'll do a flip. We'll start with the